Hello! I went ahead and took my glasses off because even though they're clean for once, the glare, just makes me mad. So, even though I haven't posted everything that I've already filmed yet, this will probably go after I finish posting those things, but even though I haven't currently posted everything I already have filmed, I wanted to do a video today because A, I'm really proud of my makeup, B, my hair looks really good, and C, this is one of Alex's shirts that I have completely stolen, and it's really comfy, and I just like how it looks on me, and it's making me really happy. And I really basically like how I look today, and since I never leave the house except to check the mail, and since
you usually send me to check the mail.
I went by myself today. Only 6 of you follow me on Snapchat, so go follow me on Snapchat. I think it says Musings of a Cat, but you might have to search Scooby Girl 93. I don't know. You'll find me. But, since only 6 of you watch me, and not even you guys, 6 people watch me on... Excuse me, sorry, I just drank hot chocolate. Since only 6 people watch me on Snapchat to see my makeup, thought I would, do a video, because why not? And since I didn't know what to film, I looked up questions for a goth tag. I thought that would be fun, even though I'm wearing bright green eyeshadow today. Why not? I also want to let you guys know I won a giveaway from Biohazardous Beauty, and I'm very excited about that because she's one of my favorite YouTubers ever, plus I never win anything. So whenever that gets here, I'm totally going to do an unboxing doodad haul thingy. But goth tags. So I've got questions here. I just googled goth tag questions YouTube, and most of them were videos, but I found one that was a blog post. So I'm just going to skim through that and do the videos. Alex, might... Baby, it's 4:30.
Yeah.
Did you reschedule?
Yeah.
2.
5.
It's 4:30.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Alex, he has a doctor's appointment.
Now I'm selling blood.
I was trying to be nice and polite because I didn't know if you wanted to advertise that. We have a plasma donation center here. I don't know why they call it a donation center because they pay you, but whatever. So he might chime in some of his answers, but he has to leave soon unless he reschedules again. So
again. Yeah, shit. I need to wipe out the last of these dirty Etruscans.
The first question is, how long have you been goth? Honey, are you going to chime in your answers too?
Yeah, sure. Man.
Okay. So the first question is, how long have you been goth? And I don't really know. I don't know. I might say high school, college-ish. I probably wouldn't call myself full-on goth until 2 or 3 years ago. But I guess it kind of started high school, college, and I say high school / college because I started taking college classes in high school, so probably my last semester of high school maybe. Yeah. And it's just gotten more thorough since then. And just because you're goth doesn't mean you can't wear green eyeshadow. Honey, what about you?
I've been a goth since I was a teenager, early.
Unless you're going to come over here, you have to speak up because the microphone's tiny. I gotta fix my camera.
I've been a goth since I was about 13 or so, and
excuse me.
Actually, probably, yeah, I was about 13 or 14, and I was a little kid, stereotypically, I saw The Crow, I saw a bunch of horror movies, saw goths everywhere, and I thought they looked really cool, but when I was 13, my brother let me hear first Typo Negative, and then The Cure, and I fell head over heels for both of those bands, and later on I actually went on the internet, which is kind of primitive back then, and found out, oh god, no!
Keep talking. You had glare over there.
I looked up other related bands. I found Susie and the Banshees, Joy Division is one of them. Fields of the Nephilim. Sisters of Mercy, of course. I found a lot of different bands, and I just kind of fell in with them. Listened to a lot of early Nine Inch Nails. Got into Ministry a bit back then too, but a Skinny Puppy. And when I was 14, I remember I had really long hair at that point because I was idolizing Peter Steele from Typo Negative, and I decided I want to be a goth. So I threw on a bunch of black clothes one day. My boots I'd already had, some Doc Martens actually, and I was a goth. I broke into my dad's sage makeup kit, put on some very, very, very bad some white grease paint and black grease paint around the eyes. It was a very bad idea. It took a long time to get out. And I was a baby bat or mall goth or whatever. Not really a mall goth then, because where I lived didn't have a friggin' mall. And I moved to Fayetteville. Up here I learned a lot more about the look from a lot of other people, because where I lived before was Helena. It was a tiny little town.
Baby, you're answering like every single question.
Huh.
We're not there yet. I'm gonna stop you and go to the next question.
Okay, so answer is 14.
The next question is, how were you introduced to goth? And for me, I think it was mostly my now best friend James, like, started it, because he's like, you should try this. You should try this. And I like bright colors, and I still wear bright colors. I mean, look at my freaking eyelids today. I've got green and purple, but you can wear bright colors and still be goth. But I just like, I've always liked wearing black, because when I inevitably spill the massive amounts of food that I'm eating on my clothes, you can't see it as much, and it matches everything and that sort of thing. And it just got like, James was like, oh, you should try this, you should try this, oh, try listening to this music. And then I made more friends that like introduced me to stuff like Trips, which I still don't have any of and he hates, but I want some. And then I met this one. Between him and James, like, they just keep making it worse. Your turn, babe.
Wait, what was the question?
How were you introduced to goth?
I just saw it everywhere. Not really everywhere, I guess, but in a lot of places. The music I was listening to, the media I was watching, like movies and whatnot. I thought the shift into like trip pants and everything was kind of ridiculous, because I was like black leather pants and then the skinny jeans from the 80s. But it was The Crow, stuff from Sandman, Lost Boys. I got into like Interview with the Vampire, stuff like that, you know, the stereotypical stuff, and old Hammer and Universal horror flicks like of course Dracula, Frankenstein, but also Christopher Lee's Horror of Dracula with Peter Cushing and their version of Frankenstein, and a lot of other flicks like that. So I just kind of fell into that whole aesthetic.
Honey, we may need to make a trip this evening.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when we get done with the video. The next question is, what gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? And me, I just call myself goth because, like, I'm kind of a weird mix. James calls me a combination of spooky chick and raver chick, because I like bright colors, but I also like kind of spooky stuff. And that's pretty accurate. What did you call it? Like punk and spooky or something?
Spooky punk, although you've got shades of what's called Lolita goth. You've got kind of a childlike atmosphere about you. Kind of the bouncier, happier side to everything.
How far away is Jonesboro?
Several hours. That'll take a lot of gas. Why?
Gigi's in the hospital. My great-grandma is in the hospital. I just got a text from my mom. That's the texting I'm doing. Don't freak out. Apparently she's fine. She's a complete hypochondriac. She's to the point where her friend got a pacemaker and she decided she needed one too. She's one of those. So I'm just trying to figure out, is she okay? Do we need to go down to Jonesboro and see her? Mom's like, no, she's just fine. Just call her and, oh, you're sick. Oh, okay. And do that sort of thing.
Yeah, Jonesboro's several hours away.
Okay, honey, what about you? What gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? That's pretty easy.
I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the,
He's a trad goth. I love you.
I don't necessarily agree with every one of the labels that's out there, but I consider myself trad goth and what I call 90s goth. Because my inspiration started as much with like Typo Negative as it did with The Cure and stuff. And even though I'm way too young to have actually been part of the trad goth movement, when it's still just goth, or not even really called that, depending on where you were, that's how I define myself. That's where I draw my inspiration.
The next question is, what do you believe to be the basis? It says bases, like multiple base, but I think it's supposed to be basis, like with an I, of the gothic subculture. So, for me, I think it's like, mostly the mindset, like if you think you're a goth type of thing. I have a whole video on my thoughts on that. But for me, it's more like, I like bats. I like wearing clothes with skulls on them. I like painting my nails black or blood red. I like wearing giant amounts of eyeliner and mascara and dark lipstick. Black, I already said no, black clothes and that sort of thing. If it's like not too hot, not too cold, and I'm going somewhere and I don't have to dress a specific way for whatever, my general outfit is boots, either knee socks or tights, a skirt that's usually at or above knee length, with a few exceptions, and then a t-shirt. Sometimes I don't wear a t-shirt, but it's usually like some kind of geeky t-shirt, a bunch of eyeliner, dark lipstick, bunch of mascara. And then my hair is usually, it's boring right now, but it's frequently bright colors, and when it's not, it's usually black. It was black, but it actually faded down to my natural color, which is kind of annoying the crap out of me, but my mom loves it. Yeah. For me, it's more like, and I'm costume tech, so for me, it's more like how, it's also the mindset, but it's also kind of like how I dress and that kind of thing.
Aesthetic.
For you, dear?
One of the best descriptions I ever heard was, a goth recognizes the morbid joke that is life. There's an old Iron Maiden song called The Clairvoyant, where part of the chorus line goes, "As soon as you're born, you're dying." That's a large part of what I see it as. Also, of course, interest in things that are dark, spooky, scary, whatever. And of course, the aesthetic. Gloomy.
I mean, I think
dark,
if you're like the kind of I think if you're the kind of person that it's like Halloween decorations are up year round, you count as a goth.
Yeah, and I mean, so much of that aesthetic is, that's very much part of it. So much of it is the look, It is dark, it is gloomy, it is spooky, it is bats and owls and rats and spikes and leather, and a lot of it comes from the punk scene, but the goths kind of made it their own, They had a lot of convergent evolution with early black metalers, and, I think that's all very much a part of it. It's kind of a mixture of everything, and a lot of people will sit around and just bitch about posers this and posers that, but, if you really get a feeling for it in your heart, that's all that matters.
I know I tried not to on here, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. You can always censor me.
Okay, punch.
Yeah, go ahead. Ow! She hits hard.
That wasn't even full force. What do you dislike about being goth? Okay. This one's also first really hard and also really easy. It's really hard because there's not really anything. There's like two things. One, I get hot really easily anyway, so it's really, really difficult for me to stay goth in the summertime. I'll let Alex answer. Hello? Yes? I'm fine. I was just entering the contest. You know, I didn't win, so I don't care. Sorry.
Yeah.
I entered a contest to try and win a vacation for us, and now they're calling me like, we have a great deal for you. And it's like, do you not understand? I entered for a free thing, and I'm a broke college student. Anyway, sorry about that. It's really hard for me to be totally goth in the summer because I just get so hot, and especially with my dark hair, I get so hot anyway that it's really hard for me to dress gothy. So for me, year-round, most of my gothiness looking is my eyeliner, my mascara, my makeup. Because also in the wintertime, it's harder for me to dress gothy because it's too cold most of the time to wear tights and skirts. I also get cold easily, and that's what I wear when I goth out, is tights and skirts. And it's most of the time, like I have one pair of black skinny jeans. So it's really hard to wear that in the winter too. So I focus most of my year-round gothiness on my makeup because of that. The other thing that annoys me is like up home in St. Louis, they had so-called gang problems that was, I'm pretty sure, just a bunch of kids skipping school like a few years back. So now if you're under 18, you can't go to the mall up there unless you have somebody over 18 with you. And most of the time, unless I'm wearing a lot of makeup, I don't look like I'm 18. I do good if I look like I'm 16 or 17.
You're starting to look your age more and how you're carrying yourself.
Which I am thankful for.
How you're carrying yourself and whatnot.
But I already get annoyed at the malls up there by security guards pulling me over and asking me for my ID and stupid crap. Just because of essentially how I look. And then we were at the mall down here the other day, and this stinking security guard starts following us. And at first I thought he was just behind us, and then we went in a store, and he was hanging around the outside of the store next to it, and then we started walking in, and he was hanging around behind us again. I'm like, what is going on here? And the only thing I could figure out was it was because Alex, a guy, was totally gothed out, makeup and everything. So I'm like, okay, you're going to make me uncomfortable. Hey, honey, will you please make out with me? And he's to the point he doesn't question me. So he starts making out with me. And I'm like trying to like keep my eye half open. And I'm like, if you're going to make me uncomfortable, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And we finally made him uncomfortable enough. He left. But I don't like security guards tailing us at malls for no reason. And I don't like how difficult it is to dress the way I want to dress year round. So maybe I should just like move to California or something. But I think that's the only things I don't like about being goth. What about you, dear?
A lot of the same things.
I'm wearing shorts.
Although that's more of an annoyance. It's not so much something that, you know. Because to say it's just for that for me is to say I just don't like being goth because of how others perceive me or feel about me, and in the end I really don't care. What I really don't like is just kind of the frustration of dealing with like makeup or nail polish. because it can get annoying if it doesn't go right. It is,
You're getting a lot better.
yeah. But even that's more of an annoyance. Oh yeah, the thing that really does get me is it is often very hard to find stuff. At least where we are. I had to travel 2 hours to find boots, to find a mesh shirt. I feel weird whenever I go into Hot Topic and buy something, even though they've got pretty nice jeans.
I like Hot Topic, but anymore, they seem, for the most part, they seem less gothy to me and more geeky nerdy.
That's because they're following what's popular. They
And,
always have.
I mean, it's nice to be able to buy Doctor Who stuff in town, but I'd like to be able to buy goth stuff too, and their eyeliner's not great.
No, their makeup is just pathetic. They used to carry a lot of goth stuff. They used to carry a lot of metal stuff, you know. But
They used to carry Turp pants.
the Hot Topic here when I was in high school, you could walk in there and get like a Dark Funeral or an Immortal shirt pretty easily. We had to travel all the way up to Springfield to find that. That's a pretty decent clip away.
That's like 3 hours.
Yeah, and we just find it pretty difficult to find what we want. You know, both of us, so we have to travel, or we have to go online, or whatever. You know,
And
that's
online
just
shopping
annoying.
is great.
It's getting better, but
Online shopping is
Slow.
great. I mean, a lot of times you have to pay shipping, and that's annoying, but it's the same as driving. Unless you're going to the mall here in town, it's pretty much the same as paying for gas to go anywhere else. But, so I don't really worry about the shipping so much. But it's like, there's things like clothes. Granted, I don't always try clothes on, but when I see them in front of me, I can see, oh, that will fit. And you can't do that online. And stuff like foundation. Unless they say they have descriptions that says pale yellow toned, then I know it'll work for me. But a lot of them don't. And that sort of thing. And if they don't have it at Sephora where you can get a sample, then this is my soft lips. I've been slathering it on all day. Anything else, dear, on that question?
no.
Okay, the next question is, what do your parents think of it? Okay, so for me, which parents are we talking about? Because I claim 3 sets. The first set, well, it's really the second set, but I'm going to talk about them first, is my sister's parents. My sister is my best friend, my best chick friend, but she's really more my sister than anything. I call her my sister, and I call James my best friend. So her parents are mom and dad to me too, and I've talked to them on like Facebook and stuff, but they live ages away, and I haven't seen them in a long time. But I don't think they really care. Like, they're pretty cool, for the most part. My parents, they don't like it, but they're kind of resigned to it at this point. They have more of a fuss about me coloring my hair than they do about my gothiness anymore. My mom, I was showing her pictures from a photo shoot where I finally got to do a gothy photo shoot. And she's like, I don't like that gothy stuff. But she like, well, okay, that one picture is nice. So she's kind of getting used to it. I think she has more of an issue with him doing it because, boys aren't supposed to wear makeup. Boys aren't supposed to paint their nails, but she likes him so much she doesn't even care, I think, for the most part.
She hasn't breathed a word to me about it, so.
I haven't even heard a word. I just know how she thinks generally, but she hasn't even said a word to me about it. Like, oh, shut up. Dad said a few things like, grumble, grumble, boys don't wear makeup, grumble, grumble, but that's it. Like, Dad likes him a lot. It's weird. I don't know what to do about it. And then the third set is his parents, and his parents are freaking awesome, and unless you've heard anything, I don't think they care one bit about what I do as long as I, don't, dump you or something.
My dad, when I first started dating her, before they'd met her, he asked me, because I dated some real winners in the past, she's not obsessed with the gothic culture, is she? I was like, She loves the aesthetic, but she doesn't sit around like composing bad poetry and talking about how horrible her life is in suburban Illinois, if that's what you mean. Um, when I first started getting into it, my father seemed a little distressed about it. I don't really know how or why. He never really talked to me about it. Just, silent, sort of passive disapproval is what I felt, but it wasn't like he was going out of his way to make me feel bad for it, I think he was more afraid of me dipping into, like, some kind of odd group of people and doing stupid things, or becoming just a drag to be around. It wasn't so much like...
I'm gonna say a thing. When I first started getting, like, I said James kind of got me into the gothy stuff. This is one of the reasons why I think it's hilarious that they don't say really anything about him being gothy, because, like, Mom's okay with James now to an extent, but when I first started hanging around James, she did not like him. Like, he's got long hair, he wears black all the time, he wears trip pants, blah 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 blah. She did not like him, and I think it's funny that, like, so many of the things that she didn't like about James is this one, like the gothiness, he doesn't have it right now, but the longer hair and the guy makeup and that sort of thing. Continue.
Oh, I can talk again?
Yeah, you can talk. If you don't want to get interrupted, you could start your own channel.
I'm thinking about it. But anyway, my mother, on the other hand, she was very supportive. She had a lot of the same reservations as my father in that she was worried about me falling in with a bad group of people, and when I wore, like, a black duster around, she was really worried that people would think I had a gun on me and, like, I'd get shot by the cops or something like that. My parents are old rockers from the 60s and 70s, so they know about the counterculture stuff. They've been around it. They were alive to see the Doors when they were first around and were not popular. And they were considered one of the major forerunners of Gothic music and that whole movement as a whole. But she actually got me black nail polish and dark red nail polish because she said it would look good on me. Yeah, that was cool. And she helped me pick out my first eyeliners when I first started doing that, and gave me a little bit of advice in putting it on. So,
Alex's mom is just awesome, period.
My parents were overall far more supportive than a lot of more conservative types, but, again, 60s and 70s, West Coast rockers, they're more worried about what other people are going to do to me, not what I'm going to do, so.
Let's see what's the next one. Sorry this is getting so long, you guys. But
they have nothing else to do with their lives.
Yeah, exactly. Did you reschedule?
Yes.
What time?
6.
Okay. Eyebrows or no eyebrows? Well, that's pretty easy. You can see both of us have eyebrows. I have eyebrows because, it's too much work to not, and I don't even tweeze the things most of the time. I don't do crap with my eyebrows. I'm not going to spend the time to take them off and draw them in. Now, some of the YouTubers I watch don't have eyebrows. Drac doesn't really do anything with hers. She just takes them off and she looks good. Tez takes hers off and, like, draws them on and she looks good. It looks good from what I've seen people that, like, shave them off or whatever and do other stuff with them. It's just not me. Plus, with my eyebrow piercing, like, it would be really hard to maintain that shaving them off kind of thing, which is just an excuse. Like I said, I'm lazy. I get Alex to tweeze, like, the stray hairs on the bottom, and that's it. That's all I do with my eyebrows. I don't pencil them or anything.
Lazy.
Yeah, I'm lazy. And this one obviously has eyebrows.
Yeah,
I tweeze the middle for him, and that's it.
I think it's neat, and I definitely am not going to sit here and say, you shouldn't do that, but it's just not for me. I don't think I would look good with it. I'm not attracted to it, but, that's not what it's about. it's just not my preferred aesthetic. So I keep my eyebrows.
Next question is, what's your favorite band? So I'm sorry, this video is probably going to double in length. We're 30 minutes and it's probably going to go to an hour just because of this question. I don't really have a favorite. I like pretty much everything except rap. I mean, you'll hear me listening to Casting Crowns, Taylor Swift, Ministry. I'll listen to pretty much anything. And yes, I like A7X too, so I'll listen to almost anything. There is very little music that I actively don't like. And that's mostly rap and a few other things, or things that remind me of rap. This one, however...
Typo Negative.
Really? I thought you were going to go and rant about how you like Typo Negative, Susie, Joy Division, Ministry.
No, I've been listening to Typo Negative since I was 12 or 13 years old. And Peter Steele had a massive impact on me becoming more confident in myself and finding how I wanted to be and how I wanted to look and how I wanted to act. And I love their music. And Peter Steele died. It was...
See, I would have thought your favorite was Susie.
Very rough day. Oh yeah, Susie was a big inspiration for me too, but she came later.
I thought that was going to be a really long question.
Yep.
Next thing is your opinion on Marilyn Manson. I really don't have an opinion. Ooh, she's cute. Look at the...
Ooh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
distraction.
She looks kind of like Christina Scabbia.
So what about you? Do you have an opinion on Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He makes some pretty decent industrial music. It's more radio friendly, as much as people would disagree with me. Aside from the lyrics, it's pretty much pretty easy listening kind of music, you know. He was inspired by Nine Inch Nails in a lot of ways, and Trent from Nine Inch Nails was inspired by Ministry and Skinny Puppy and whatnot. So you see this nice little progression to something that's a bit more mainstream. I don't see what everyone's issue is with him, aside from the obsession over him. But overall, I think he's a pretty cool guy and not a bad musician. Just not one of my favorites. He's not regularly in my rotation.
What were your Baby Bat days like? I think we both already pretty much discussed that. Don't you think?
Yeah, just trying to figure out what I wanted to look like and learning how to deal with people asking me stupid questions.
Yeah, mine was more like slowly but surely making my way into gothiness.
Yeah, most people do that. They kind of put it together over a long period. The people that jump immediately into everything tend to look kind of ridiculous because they don't take the time to just build it.
If I had to pinpoint one thing for me, it would be eyeliner, because when I was learning how to put on eyeliner, it was super thick and I sucked at it. And then I learned how to do it and I realized I liked it super thick better, so I just kept doing it like that. That's, if I had to pinpoint one thing, that's probably what I would pinpoint. Sorry, continue.
For me, it was a lot of it was just learning how to deal with other people, how to interact with them with that, while also trying to figure out more about me. I used to have this canvas duster that actually my mother made for me. It was black and it faded to gray because I wore it for so long. And I used to freak people out because they thought I had like an MP5 or something under it. But that was a big thing in the 90s goth scene, as I remember it, from like mid to late, before like the heavy baggy pants started coming into fashion. That was right around the same time that Juggalos started appearing too, and they were an interesting group of people, but I thought their music sucked and I didn't want to listen to any of them. And it's quite a bit of being on my own, but you know, as much as that sounds like it sucks, I liked it. Yeah.
So, do you have anything else to say?
No.
I don't really have anything else to say. I have a few other gothy videos. There's a goth haul There's going to be a Tulsa haul that's probably already up by now that includes gothy things. There's a, like, thoughts on being goth or something like that. I am honestly too lazy to link those down below, but go check out my channel and you can watch those. And if you want to see more gothy and not necessarily gothy stuff, then subscribe to me because you get to see more of this sexy face. He's in a lot of my videos. Ow. My toe still hurts. And, yeah, I guess that's it. This was a fun tag.
Love you.
Oh, we also have a goth get ready with me / get ready with us that was a requested video, so you can see both of us, how we get ready, how we do our clothes and our makeups when we, like, goth out. So that's a cool video. You should check that out. Even if you don't like get ready with me's normally, that one I would say you should at least skim through and poke through it because it's fun. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.